Hey, what's up, family? So this is a quick tutorial for how to make a click track, and it's going to be pretty straightforward and to the point. This is my first video like this. I want to do a whole lot of tutorial videos, so I figured I would start with something very basic. This is the click track for the song Jesus Will, and the tempo, as you can see here up the top, is 89 beats per minute. And here are my instruments. I already have them labeled for quick reference, and so we can move through this pretty quickly and you can get the point. The first thing I'm going to do is let you hear a sample of the click track that we already made, and then I'm going to rebuild it. So here's a sample of what we're going for. So that's pretty straightforward and to the point. The first thing I'm going to do is start off with the kick. I'm going to show you the instrument that I'm using. I'm using Native Instruments Maschine 2, and I'm using a sound library called Conant Gardens. So here's my kick, and I'm going to talk a little bit about timing. So as you listen to this sample again, you hear that the kick is on what we call the 1 and the 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need to record the kick on the 1 and the 3. Here we go. It's that simple. I'm going to mute this and I'm going to loop this track because that's all there is to the beat. And I'm also going to quantize it. If you're not familiar with what quantizing is, it makes it be perfectly on the beat. If you played a phrase that was slightly off the beat, it'll put it directly on the beat for you. So as you can see, the kick is done. Next is the snare. And if we reference the original track, the snare falls on the 2 and the 4 of the beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need to record that on the 2 and the 4. Here we go. So this sound is another sound. All these sounds are from Conant Gardens, with the exception of 2 of the sounds, which are from Native Instruments Battery. This is called Snare Mr. Fiddler 3. And it sounds like this. Here we go. Snare on the 2 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's it. We're going to loop that. And we're going to make sure that that's quantized as well so it falls perfectly on the beat. Next up, we got the hi-hat. Let's listen to the original for a reference. Now you see that the hi-hat is more steady. Let me show you the sound first, and then I'll show you the pattern. The sound is closed HH, which stands for hi-hat, Do 1. Again, this is Conant Gardens. This is based on one of my favorite producers, Jay Dilla. So if you notice, this hi-hat was more frequent because those are eighth notes. So the other ones, if you notice, we counted 1, 2, 3, and 4. These are subdivisions of the beat. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Here's a demonstration. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Here we go. Let's record that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that's it. Going to loop that, and we're going to quantize it to make sure it's on beat. Next up, we have the claps. Let's go back and listen to the original. So as expected, the claps fall on the 2 and the 4 with the snare. They help to accentuate the snare. So here's my first clap. So this sound is from Native Instruments Battery, and I'm using this sound here. It's called Clap Funk 5. Here we go. Claps on the 2 and 4. The first clap we're going to make line right up with the beat. And the second clap we're going to allow to fall off the beat so it sounds more realistic and human. Here we go. Clap on 2 and 4. And that's it. I'm going to turn down the snare so you can hear the clap better. And the clap is just there to accentuate the snare. I'm going to loop that and quantize it. So it's not that loud, but in the end it'll be louder once I mix the track. And here's the second clap. This sound is also from Native Instruments. It's called Clap Mini. It sounds similar to the other clap. Has a little bit more depth to it. So this clap, I'm not going to quantize. My goal is for this to be on beat, but not perfectly on beat, so it sounds like a real human being. So here we go. And that's it. I'm going to turn this down so it blends in, and I'm going to loop that. Now I'm going to add one more thing, and then this is complete. I'm going to add a snap to this equation as well. And this snap is just for subtlety. This is just to add a little bit more percussive punch to the snare. It's to give it the cluck sound. So this is what it sounds like. It's just simple snaps. Snaps are a little secret weapon if you ever want to give a snare a boost in that percussive range. So here we go. And that's it. I'm only recording 1 bar because the entire track just loops. And this, I may want to leave it so that it's not quantized, so it can be imperfect as well. So that's about it. Here's the original. And here's the remade track. Now, of course, from here, I have to mix the sounds and tinker with the volumes and EQ and add some effects in order to really bring it out. But you get the gist of it. The only other thing that's in this original track, and even the reason why I'm doing this, is because the original track has the hissing sound in the background, which is a sample of a record player. And that sound was used in the original recording in order to give it that kind of vintage flavor. So that's about it. If you guys have any questions, drop it below. Let me know what you think. This is my first tutorial for click tracks. I plan to do a whole lot more. This is just one subject. I'm going to do a ton of videos for performance tracks, click tracks, and all kinds of things with production, all kinds of tips and techniques. So thanks again for watching. Subscribe to my channel, Aaron Hill TV. No matter where you're watching this, subscribe to my Aaron Hill TV channel on YouTube. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care.